I got the wood for the body of this ukulele in the Philippines about 2 years ago. We were walking along a scene road in Baguio City, Philippines, when we saw a wood shop behind one of the stores. I found a board on the shop floor and a man named Leo planed and got it ready for me. I brought it back to Utah and waited almost 2 years before I did anything with it. Now you can follow along as I transform that board into this electric ukulele.
Here are most of the parts for my electric ukulele. I have this walnut fretboard, mahogany for the neck. Here's my acacia from the Philippines. I have this little single pole pickup, a wraparound style bridge with these posts, 4 tuners, pickup ring, volume control, volume knob, output jack, and then a strap button. I'll try to find another one before I get done. I'm sure I will. Here's my fret template, doing 15 frets with the 17.5-inch scale length. Have this headstock template. Then I have the body template that I sized to fit on the board that I have. I'll just be using the outline of the body for this build. All the other routing stuff I'll just do custom for this particular job. I put the fret template on the walnut. Use my fret saw. Now I'm going to peel off paper and then it'll be ready for some frets. Put the fret wire into the slots, pounded it in with this hammer and trimmed off with this fret cutter. Now I'm going to make the edge more comfortable for my hand. Getting ready to glue the neck together. I'm going to stack it up here by the headstock, and that'll give me enough room to make a nice angle for an angled headstock. Glued up the neck blank last night. Today I trimmed it down at an angle. I had to use a scroll saw. A bandsaw would have been better, but I don't have one. So now I'm going to use my fretboard that I already made and my headstock template, and I'll trim these out and then I'll have my neck roughed out. Here's a neck roughed out. I'm going to eventually carve it to make it smoother in the hand, but it is getting closer. Now it's time to cut the body. I'm going to use this paper template, tape it on, and then cut it out with a scroll saw. Template's all taped up and it's ready to cut. The body's now cut out. Since this is a special piece of wood to me, I'm going to save some of the offcuts and maybe make a pen or something out of it. Now I'm going to take this rasp and bevel the edges a little bit to make it more comfortable. Just put a nice bevel on the top here. You can also do the same thing for the other side. I just marked out the area that I need to route out for the neck, so I'll get out my router and do that right now. The neck pocket is routed out. Now I'm going to drill some holes for the 2 screws. I have the neck attached with some temporary screws. This will allow me to line up the bridge and the pickup. Just got the neck off the body. Now I'm going to use my microplane rasp to get it nice and comfortable. Done the rough carving. Now I'll use my random orbital sander on it. Starting to drill the holes for the tuning machines. Laid out where I'm going to drill them. Now I'm going to drill some more. 4 main holes have been drilled. Now I'm going to mark out where the smaller holes for the back will be drilled. I just drilled the 4 holes for the back of the tuners. So once I install these, put a little screw back here to keep them from twisting. Using this ruler to find the exact position for the bridge. The scale length on this is 17.5 inches. Just drilled the 2 holes for the bridge. Just put the bridge in place to see how it's going to be. And just marked out the area to route out for the pickup. So I'll take off the neck, get ready to route this out. I just routed out the pickup cavity. So now I'm going to work on drilling a hole from that all the way back here. Just took this long bit, drilled a hole from back here all the way to the pickup cavity. Just use a couple Forstner bits to drill out the volume control cavity. So I'm going to put that through. I also drilled a hole that'll attach to the bridge so I can ground the bridge. Just drilled the hole for the output jack. I'm going to use this chrome cover to cover it up. I glued on the fretboard last night, so now it's time for its final sanding. Done some more sanding. Also drilled a few holes for the pickup cover and jack plate cover. So now I think I'm just about ready to start putting finish on the body. Here's a little thing just for fun. I used my wife's Silhouette vinyl cutting machine to trace out my last name, put it on the headstock. So it's looking pretty cool. I'm putting it on before the finish, hoping that the finish will seal it in. The body, neck, and volume cavity cover are ready for some finish. So I'm going to put some True Oil on. It's going to really bring out the natural beauty of the wood. I've already installed the posts for the bridge, so I'll cover those up so they don't get oil on them. I've done about 4 or 5 coats of True Oil. Now I think it's ready for a little bit of wax, and then it'll be ready for assembly. Here's the neck. Let's take a look at how the logo's turning out. It's looking pretty good. The body is finished, so it's now time for the electronics. Going to use this pickup. Going to have a volume control and an output jack. Just installed the pickup, the volume control, and the output jack. Now I'm going to start putting the rest of the uke together. Just installed the bridge and the neck. Next I'll install the tuners, then I'll make the nut, and then I'll be ready for some strings.
I'm really pleased with how this turned out. Even though it took a long time from start to finish, I'm happy to have this memento from our trip.